Hello, Adam Houston here from MarketClub with your 1 p.m. market update for Monday, the 18th of April. Well, the big news is, surprise, the U.S. owes trillions of dollars and we've finally woken up. The S&P 500 flashes a red weekly trade triangle, giving a minus 70, meaning all intermediate-term traders should be out of any long positions in equities right now. Gold and silver sorted new highs, no surprise there. We're looking for that to happen. Crude oil pulls back on profit-taking and a weaker demand. And the dollar index rallies from a 16-month low, also falls into a trading range. The Thomson Reuters Jefferies CRB index is also seeing profit-taking and now has a 55 reading. So let's take a look at all the markets right now using our trade triangle technology. And the first market we're going to be looking at is the S&P 500. And as you can clearly see, with this market, we have got our trade triangles in place, and they are, as you can see right here, this has just happened today, and this is not a good indication. And we've been talking about this all last week and before about this resistance level. This is potentially the double top everyone's talking about, and this is definitely the key level in this market. If we go below this level, and it's not a given that we'll do that, but if we do, this is the level to really put your trigger points on 1249. Below that level, this market's going to be in serious trouble, and we're going to see an extended decline and bear market in this market should we go through there. All our trade triangles will definitely go into the red column. Right now, the only one that's green is the monthly from 11:31, and the weekly, as I say, just kicked in today at 13:02. Market looks negative. Now, we also talked about, let me take everything off the screen, we also talked about Fibonacci retracements, and let me just do that right now. And I'll put our Fibonacci tool on. Very easy to do with MarketClub. And we're going to measure from here down to the lows. And you can see we got very close to this 50% retracement today. I still think there's going to be more downside. I think we'll be reaching the 61.8% before we see any kind of rally in this market. That's 1283.88. So I think we have some more downside to go and some more pressure on this market. The market has not rallied successfully during the course of the trading day, so that's to be on the defensive. So let me just take this off the screen, and let's go back to our portfolio, and let's look at our next market. The next market we're going to be looking at is the metals, I should say. And here we are. We just turned, actually the silver just turned a plus 90 from a plus 100, and we are plus 100 in silver. And gold, let's take a look at gold. We were looking for this market to go to $1,500 an ounce. Today we reached the high of $1497.46 in the cash market. We're currently trading right around the $1493 level. So again, the market still remains in a positive trend. All of our indicators in this market continue to be positive, and they are the daily, the weekly, and the monthly, giving us that plus 100, which is a very strong trend. But 1,500 is the target level. I would say if you want to move stops on this market, you can do it a couple of ways, and I'll show you one way really quickly. So let me clear everything off the screen. And I'm going to use our on-chart studies, and that's going to be our parabolic stop and reverse. You can move these stops up. You can actually move the stops up so they can actually be closer than this, and I'll show you how to do that right now. So let's just go pull this back. Here's the on-chart studies. I can just accelerate this even further and move these stops up as I want them to come in. So let's just see how this, you see how these are moving now? You can move them even tighter, and let's see how this works. But again, very important to have stops on all positions at all times. So let's go back to our portfolio, and we'll be looking at the next market is going to be our inflation indicator, which is the CRB index. I want to show you this is pretty important. This just slipped to a plus 55, meaning we're in a trading range, and I'm going to take off these parabolic indicators, and you'll be able to see them very clearly. So let me just take this off, the parabolic, take it off, see how easy it is to do. And I'm also going to look at our Donchian channels, because we use these for in trading range type markets. Now we're getting into that zone right now, and if I scroll this up, you'll see We're starting to turn down here. If we get this into an oversold condition, much like we saw here, now we may not come back that far, but that's an area that you probably want to be looking to buy this market. But again, we sort of flattened out here since about March 7th. We've sort of flattened out for the last month, 6 weeks. So somewhat be careful. I would say if the market goes probably over this level here around the 363.47 level, we take out this high, I think it's going to look a lot healthier. Right now, we're currently trading at a plus 55. We're at 358. We're looking for this market to go up to the 400 level. Let's see how that works out. But as always, use stops on your position and protect your capital. Let's take a look at our next market, and that's going to be the Forex market. Now, this has been a surprise to a lot of traders, and we're looking at the dollar index, which is a minus 55. We've had a good rally in there. We're going to use the same philosophy. Now, this is clearly out of the loop here, and I would say that we may see this market pull back, but this is a pretty strong update. But again, it didn't change anything in terms of our longer-term trend, which in this case, in this environment, still remains negative. Our weekly is from 76.94, which is right here, and you can see that we've been steadily going down. So this little blip here is not unlike the blip we saw here, and I would look for some sort of turnaround to go back down. Again, look for this market to get into an area of being overbought, which could well be here or somewhere like here, and then turn down again. Then I think it's going to represent a good short position, as the dollar has not made a turn in our opinion. So let's take a look at our next market, which is the energy market. And we've seen the energy market, crude oil, is the May contract. It is plus 55. It's down almost 2.5%. We've traded as high as 109.44. We're currently at 106.94. So we've seen a big pullback, a lot of profit taking, a lot of liquidation because they're thinking lower demand in this market. But again, we're in a 55 reading, so a trading range. We're getting back to this level. This is important to look at. Look at the times we've been down here. In fact, let me just put my drawing tool on here. We'll just spend some time on this one because I think it's pretty interesting. Look at the times we have been down to this level, get into an oversold condition, and like here, and here, and then here, and here. I would say if we get back down, this gets back down here and starts to go up, I would say, and we're out of the Donchian channel, I think this is probably an area to get long this market. So let's see how things play out. But again, this trend in crude oil is definitely up. The Middle East, of course, is a wild card there, and one should be very, very careful using that. But again, this is an area. We're getting to a point, we've gone from an overbought area to we're getting to an oversold area, which is an ideal place to look to buy this market. So let's see if we go out of the channel, the Donchian channel right here. If we get down to here like this, it may be an excellent, excellent area to look to be a buyer when you see some sort of reversal. That's the key thing. You want to see some sort of reversal. You don't want to pick bottoms, but you want to see the market come down and maybe start to turn up. And then once you come into a turn up from a oversold condition, it's a great place to be a buyer. So, hey, I'm Adam Hewison. Thanks for stopping by today, and be sure to watch our report every day. Tell your friends about it. We'd like to have as many people to watch this as possible because we think it's some pretty good information. And also, we'll be talking about different markets in more detail on Thursday at our 7 p.m. broadcast, which goes for 1 hour. So again, tune in for that. Check our blog. Lots of things going on. Thanks for stopping by. Every success in the markets, and thank you for watching today's show.